John out here with you. It is December 14, 2021. It is a Tuesday night, about 10:30. I wanted to update everybody as far as end of the year and what might be upcoming on the channel. I know everybody does a lot of these types of things, and I needed to just kind of set the record straight. So one of the reasons why I hadn't been uploading a lot of audio files, doing more of the video to YouTube and things like that, was just because when I looked into my Shout engine, which was kind of a beta, it's always been a beta, but to go in there, I always had those audio files in there, so I could do anything from like sports in Detroit to video games, college teams, and stuff like that, as I've done. I'd usually upload on Facebook, Twitter, and those kind of platforms, and then put it up on YouTube as well so that everybody can see it. Well, I just got the message in my email that it's going to be closing down for the rest of the year, at the end of the year. So I converted it over from Shout Engine to Anchor, which was on Spotify. That's what it recommended me to do. And then rather than being able to take that RSS feed and some of the other things that I've had and do it directly myself, it said to send it to support.Shout Engine and give them the direct feed, and they're going to take care of it on that side. So we'll see what happens. I took that Tigers episode that I wasn't able to get all of you guys to be able to see, but I put that on the podcast thing. I'll put the new link in there as well. So we'll see how that goes, at the end of the year, if it gets shut down or not, or if all the stuff that I moved gets removed. And if it does, then we'll have to start all over again. But if it doesn't, I think hopefully at this point, this Anchor from Spotify for this podcast setting will be more permanent in the sense of I can upload things and not have to worry about it leaving, and then hopefully be able to get some more traction when I put more work into it. Because honestly, a lot of the times, whether it's YouTube videos like that, I know it's going to be there. Doing all the podcast stuff and only getting maybe, 15 to 30 views, it doesn't really mean that much to me because nobody's really seeing any of the content. So we're going to do what we can do with that, and I'll let you want a little more of an update as we start 2022. But as of right now, everything is moved over to Anchor. I'll put the new link in there. And I have the Tigers episode from like a few weeks ago when they signed Eduardo Rodriguez. I put that in there as well. So that's up there for people that haven't seen it. But I also wanted to give you an update as far as some of the other things going on. So Christmas, I kind of got things squared away where there was some good sales at GameStop on Black Friday. So there's going to be some new reviews coming up within the next few months as I get to them and play them and beat them. So that would be Scarlet Nexus, Lost Judgment, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Those are all the PS5 versions. I should be able to get every single one of those reviews to you. Whether or not in a certain time frame that I can give all those reviews to you, I can't say for certain. However, you will have 4 new reviews going into the new year. And in March, I will be getting Gran Turismo 7. So that's going to be 5 PlayStation 5 reviews that will be coming to you in 2022. I don't really have plans on playing Horizon 2 Forbidden West at this point. But as I said, Scarlet Nexus, Lost Judgment, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think those 4 combined were about $115. And usually about 2 of those games will be plus that. So to get 4 for the price of 2 pretty much is a good deal. And I heard a lot of those games are good. So I'm excited to get those to you as we go along into next year. So that will be squared away. I also, because it was on sale, I think just last weekend, I picked up one of those Amazon 4K Fire Sticks. This is the 4K Fire Stick Max with the enhanced broad width, HDR, and things like that. I know you're going to laugh because I don't have the 4K television yet, but I've been doing a lot of my tracking. As I told you last year, I thought about some of the TVs and off and on doing a lot of research, doing through some of the things, reading and going on YouTube and things like that. You have a lot of those channels, between Stop the FOMO and HGTV Test and things like that, but I kind of thought in the back of my mind, I didn't want to go ahead and say this at the time because I wasn't sure, that there could be some things behind the scenes that I don't know about. And then when I went within the last couple of years to look at Quantum TV and realize that that guy is pretty smart and knows what he's talking about in comparison to some of these other ones. I'm not saying some of these other content creators aren't good, but what I am saying, just like everything you see on the internet, you can't read everything, and everything you listen to, you can't read and see and believe. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. And from what I've heard, especially from this Quantum TV dude, that the LG C1 is legit. I've been waiting to get a OLED TV. I know it has some issues as far as burn-in and things, like this Panasonic Viera that I have. I've had this for about 13 years. I'm ready to upgrade. So this OLED for this C1 is going to be a 48 inch. That's the smallest that I can get. This Panasonic Viera right now is a 42, so 42 to 48 isn't going to kill the room or anything else like that. I'll be in good shape as far as where I sit, because I sit pretty close and all that. So it should work out pretty well. But I'm assuming, considering this LG C1 started at like $2,500 and I saw it on sale for Black Friday for about $13, if I can get closer to $900 or $1,000 when Super Bowl hits in February and they have all those sales at Best Buy or ABC or regardless wherever I end up getting it, if I can get it close to $900 or $1,000, I'm going to pull the trigger and I will have an LG C1 48 inch. 4K, it'll be 120 hertz, 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, all the bells and whistles, VRR, ALLM, auto low latency mode, all that. It's gonna have all of it. Now, the interesting part is the PlayStation 5 does not have VRR as of yet. Hopefully it will get it soon. It does not have that adaptive surround sound audio for the soundboards. Hopefully it will have that soon. The only thing I will have to upgrade after the TV is done, as I'm currently in the intermission of getting this stuff on the computer, I have to have my cousin come over there and install the rest of it for me for what I do have. I have to get a monitor for that. I don't need it. I'm not probably going to go ahead and do that because I'm gonna have the TV so I can use that in time to time. Again, you don't want to use a full OLED TV as a full on-screen monitor, but if I want to play games here from time to time, that's not going to kill the TV and things like that from the PC side when I'm not using the PS5. So that'll be all set. But the only thing I really will need to upgrade at some point when it does go on sale, I know I just got this soundbar a couple of years ago, that Samsung 5.1 channel. It was a Q60T soundbar for about $270, which was a good price. But I am going to need to get one with eARC ports, because this will have eARC, so you get enhanced audio return, so you can get the full surround sound aspect of it with the soundbar plugged right in your TV, no problem. And then you still have the four 2.1 HDMI ports where you get full 4K and 120 frames per second support. So as far as I'm aware of with the LG C1, it's pretty much one of the best TVs that you can get right now, and it doesn't look shitty when it's in motion. So I'm really trying to get the best of the best as much as I can. I don't think getting a TV that's like 75, 80 inches really is going to make a lot of sense. I don't really care about that. Honestly, I just want to get a TV that's going to fit the bill. And this Panasonic Viera, I'm going to be honest with you, up until right now, because playing on the PS5, I'm enjoying it as much as I've said with some of these reviews and things like that. I've enjoyed it just as much. I just know at some point it's going to be time to upgrade. So whether or not, let's say I do this, because I have a PS5. If the PS5 Pro comes out and I can trade in the PS5 and get the Pro for like 150, 200 bucks, and it takes advantage of the TV aspects a little bit better, then I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that, because it's not really anything I need to worry about as far as getting like slammed in the face with a price. I know the TV, $1,000 is a lot of money, but at the same time, I've had this TV for about 13 plus years. If I can get at least a decade out of that, I'm going to be good. I'll be in good shape, because, PS6 or upgraded Switch or anything else like that, that's going to fit right in. You're not going to go anything past 4K 120. Far from it. You're barely even getting 4K 30 right now. So I'll be in good shape, and I'm really looking forward to this LG C1, because I definitely think that's something I'm going to get. So to reiterate here, podcast changes, and if all that stuff does work well, at the start of the year in January, I'm going to be doing a lot more content as far as audio content. You're already going to get a lot of the video games and stuff like that from me as always, but I do want to get a lot more of this audio content uploaded, knowing that I have a stable host going forward for the next few years that isn't going to shut down and things like that, because it's always been the freaking problem. When I had your listen and things like that, I did get a few thousand views here and there, which was a lot for me to get like 5,000, 6,000 to do play-by-play and things like that. It worked out pretty damn well, but then that went under, and then Shout Engine's going under. I understand I can host and do a lot of other things and pay extra money, but you know, to me at that point it is kind of a waste depending on how much I can actually get and engage an audience. If I'm not really engaging an audience, then I'm paying money for nothing, which I don't really see the point in that. So we'll see how this goes at the start of the year with all that, if it gets moved over from my Shout Engine host when I emailed them to Anchor. So everything should be moved over to Anchor from the start of the year. We'll see how that goes. And then again, as I mentioned, reviews of Scarlet Nexus, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, Lost Judgment, and Yakuza Like a Dragon coming in 2022. And then March will be Gran Turismo 7. That'll be coming as well. And then more content from me as sports related in Detroit and all of that. And as I said, with this 4K Fire Stick Max, that was like $60 that I got for like 28. That's on sale up until, for the most part, Christmas Eve. So you can get one of those right now. And granted, you know, why would you want to get one of those if you have a PS5 for streaming everything? I get that. But at the same time, I can't log into anything Comcast or Xfinity to watch TV. I've never been able to watch TV in my room because all of the stuff is hooked up through a splitter, hooked up through a router. All I can end up doing is hooking up the internet. Well, now with the streaming stick, I can access anything from Comcast, be able to watch the shit that is downstairs in high def and 1080p. Granted, that's only going to be 1080p, but everything else, as far as Netflix and all of that, will now be in 4K. And some of the gaming stuff that I'll be able to give to you will be a little bit better as I get that uploaded through the PS5. So LG C1 probably in February, if not the LG C1 by next Black Friday, next November. I'm really not going to wait any longer than that. I do want to get the TV. But you have 4 game reviews coming in 2022 that you know of, and then Gran Turismo 7 will be number 5. And then more content, audio content coming from you in 2022. So I will talk to you guys soon. If you didn't hear that Eduardo Rodriguez update and things like that from a few weeks ago, I did get that uploaded. But right now the MLB is in a lockout, so there really isn't much more to say about that. But I think probably within the next coming weeks before we close out 2021, I do want to get into some Pistons stuff and talk about some other things Detroit related before we end up closing out the year. And if I do look like crap a little bit or things a little bit over the place, it's because I was just getting over the 3rd shot here, and I got the flu shot at the same time. We'll try to get everything set up here before the holiday season, just in case we're doing all these meet and greets. Unless anyone has COVID or anything else like that, still going to be planning on going, but if not, it's going to be another holiday at home as I get these games installed and try to get more information out to you. As always, guys, I wholeheartedly appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you very, very soon. Peace out, everyone.